This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Pacsafe Eco 12-liter Anti-Theft Sling Backpack, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So the primary pack material here is a 320D recycled nylon. Very durable, sleek. I think it looks very nice. And we've also got kind of like, I don't want to know what else to call it other than like a chicken wire between the main pack material and the liner. So that way, if someone were to try to slash your pack with a knife and cut it open to get your stuff, there is wire in there, so their knife would, in theory, get stopped by that metal wire inside there. We've got YKK zippers throughout the exterior and interior of this pack, but in traditional Pacsafe fashion. We've got a couple extras to keep things secure. This is the Rubar Sport locking system, so right now these aren't attached, but when you pop this open, you can add the zipper pulls on there. So that way, if someone were to try to get into your pack, the main compartment, they'd have to undo this first to get to it. You could also throw a little lock on there, right through that hole there, so this can't open. So that way you have a little bit more extra added security. On the secondary compartment here, we've got just this little tab. This is a pretty common feature on bags. Right now you can't open it, but if you feed it through, it takes a little bit longer to open it. So that way if someone was trying to get in your bag, hopefully you would feel them doing it or see them before they got inside your bag. Close that back up. So on the top handle here, this is a very thin handle. Doesn't get in your way when you're not using it, and not super comfortable to hold on to for an extended period of time. But this is just 12 liters, so it works for its use. It does kind of turn into a daisy chain here on both sides, and then it has a little loop on the bottom so you can attach a carabiner or other gear there on the bottom. We've got dual water bottle pockets here. As you can see, I've got a pretty large Yeti. I think this is a 26-ounce Yeti stowed in the side. So when this is packed out, you can't fit a huge bottle. Like when this doesn't have as much gear in it, I can fit my 32-ounce Nalgene, no problem. But the more gear you have in here, the less space there is to work with. And you have to use a smaller bottle. So instead of 32, I got a 26 today. But over here on the back strap, just to go over some more of the hardware, this is the pop and lock security clip. So you just open that like that, push down on it, and then you can open the clip. So it's a little, again, a little added security measure there, and you can throw a lock through that eye there to make it even more secure. And then all of the hard plastic adjusters and other hardware are from Woojin. So you know what to expect from Woojin, a good brand, and we've never really had any of their stuff fail on us, at least not without us doing something to make it happen. So when it comes to the harness system, there's actually quite a bit going on, even though this is, again, pretty simple here looking. So on this shoulder strap, it's pretty densely padded, which I like. It's very comfortable, even if you're wearing it for an extended period of time. But we've got small, like little air channels here to keep things cool, and then a mesh as well to make sure you don't get too hot. Up here, we've got a little elastic loop, and this is for if you have a water bladder inside, it comes out right here, and then you can attach it there so it's not kind of flailing around or doesn't fall back inside the pass-through there. A little bit further down, we've got another one down here, and then a small eye here. You can attach whatever you want to attach on there. And this shoulder strap is reversible. So let me undo this real quick. So if you want to switch it to the other side, like if your shoulder gets tired or you're a lefty or a righty, you can, oh, wrong way. Re-switch it to the other side there, so that way you can switch it whenever you want to, and it stays comfortable. And I'm gonna put it back just so I can not have to move the, I guess you can call it a sternum strap. But so this is a sternum strap or cross-body strap, and that attaches just here onto the shoulder strap. Sorry, I was looking at two different places, and this just kind of moves around, so it's not anchored. So you can't, like this fell off for me a few times when I was testing this. Like it just, like when I was undoing this, it fell off. So make sure you keep a close eye on that, but that keeps things tight and very comfortable. Then as you can see on the back panel here, we've got nice padding again, mesh, and channels for airflow. So as you can see now, I've got the whole sternum strap, crossbody attachment, whatever you want to call it, attached on now with the, I guess you call this right-handed mode because my right arm is free. And this really does a nice job, especially if you're doing something more active, of keeping this closer to your body. But I'm kind of have it in a more casual style right now, so it's a little bit loose, but it just feels very comfortable and also makes it feel like it's not going to fall off my body or anything like that. Another thing that I dig about this sling or backpack, whatever you want to call it, is the use of the strap keepers. So a lot of times with things like this, there's a lot of extra strap moving around, and because of those strap keepers, it keeps things organized and it doesn't feel like I'm flailing around when I'm walking around with this pack. Before we dive too far into this pack, I'm actually going to remove that crossbody strap, sternum strap, whatever you want to call it, so it's not in our way. That's another nice perk of this pack, that you can remove that if you don't want to use it. But moving into the secondary compartments, there's just one to work with here, and it is this front pocket we talked about these zippers on earlier. So there really isn't any organization inside this pocket. It's just one big pocket, and it goes all the way down to the bottom of the pack, and then also a little bit of space up here. The only thing that's inside here is this key clip, and I dig this key clip because sometimes I feel like they're too short and you can't really use them for anything other than just holding your keys. So like if you get home, you have to take your keys off to open the door. This one's just long enough to where you can open the door with it without taking the sling all the way off your back. And then it's not too long. Like sometimes you see them, they're really, really long, like for a commuter pack. And it's like if you accidentally leave it out, it's like dangling down here at the bottom of the pack. So I really like the length of this key clip. I know it seems like a lot to talk about for just a key clip, but I dig that design. So the rest of this is just open space. Nothing to organize inside here, just big open space. I typically keep my packable rain jacket in here, but I accidentally forgot that at home today. That's why that's not in there. But you really can fit quite a bit in here. You could probably fit a packable rain jacket for both you and your partner inside of here, or your friend, whoever you're traveling with, and have a little bit of room to spare. So things like that you don't necessarily want in the main compartment with, like if you're bringing electronics, there is that little bit of, obviously space between, or material between this compartment and the main compartment. This liner is a 75D recycled polyester ripstop. So again, recycled material, sustainable options available here from Pacsafe, but I really do dig just being that this is here. A lot of times on packs like this, you see a small pocket or maybe a pocket that no pocket at all. So I really dig this is here so you can stow things inside of it. Obviously, if you are using it for a packable rain jacket or something like that, there's no drain hole or anything. So if it's wet, be careful what you put in there because these materials are fairly water resistant. So it could get stinky, or if you left it in there long enough, it might just get gross in there. So keep that in mind. So moving on to the main compartment, we do have a bit more organization. Oh, I got the little security thing on there. Let me open that. So these zippers go down a fair ways around the pack, and as I said, we do have more organization to work with in here, so I like that because you can kind of open this a bit more to get to the organization and get into the nitty-gritty of where your gear is at. So first things first, on this lid here, we have a zippered compartment. So this is typically where I like to keep things that I don't necessarily need all the time, but I want to have keep out of the hubbub of the main compartment. So I've just got a couple packable goodies inside here. Typically I'd put like nano bags inside here, or like a little bag like this. So if you stop at a market or something like that, you can just grab this and put your groceries or whatever you're buying inside of this, and then you don't have to put any food inside this sling, at least food that isn't contained into a package. So a nice little zippered compartment there. Get that out of the way here. And then we have another zippered compartment right here on this, I don't know, could you call it like a tongue or something like that. So this is a good one for your quick use items that you need to access more often, because if you want to, you can just open this little top part here and access this zipper without opening the whole thing and grab what you need. So I got my wallet in there right now. There's obviously quite a bit of room to spare. You can put your passport in here, whatever other items you want to keep safe inside of here and also have quick access to. And this moves like this because there is a tablet sleeve or a water bladder sleeve on the back here. So if this didn't move like this, you wouldn't really be able to access that. Or even right now, if this was just kind of on the back wall, it would be hard to get to what was inside of here because of the gear I have stowed over here. So this kind of flops out of the way when you need it to, and you can get to the rest. So I stowed this packing cube in here just to show really how big this is. I mean, it doesn't really feel like it while you're wearing it, but you can stow 12 liters of gear inside here. So this is a packing cube we use a lot just to kind of show how much stuff holds. So that fits in there easily. I could easily probably fit another one right here and maybe even another one on the side next to this. So really a lot of room to work with inside of this pack. Then I've just got a air pack that I use as my tech kit, split kit here. So now we've just got a lot of space to work with. This is the sleeve I was talking about earlier. So inside of here, you can put a water bladder, and then you run the hose up here. We've got a little hook and loop fastener there that you can use to make sure that your water bladder doesn't kind of slump down in the bottom and like make the weight all weird dispersed in your pack. Go through there. And then we've got a pass through right here. So you can see my finger is poking through, and then put your hose on the elastic like we talked about earlier. So that's a nice use for that, and not something you typically see really from a sling of this size, which is nice if you're like to stay hydrated or you don't want to bring a big water bottle like this one. This, you know, obviously takes up a lot of weight and space. So you could stow something else like, you know, a rain jacket or something in the side pockets if you're using a water bladder, or you could use this for a tablet. This fits up to an 11-inch tablet. I should note that there isn't really any padding, or I shouldn't say there isn't really, there's no padding in this material here. It's just a ripstop material. So use a case for sure if you're going to stow a tablet in there, or really anything that you're worried about breaking, because there isn't any padding. But we do have that elastic. It's not super snappy, but snappy enough to kind of hold on to whatever you put in there. So even if you wanted to keep your tech pouch more, you know, safe, it could be under there. That's not really big enough to grab onto it, but then a packing cube like this, it can really grab onto that. So just I have a Kindle right here just so you can see it slide in there. There's a lot of room for like wiggle room there, so it would be bouncing around. So if you don't have a case, I would definitely put your electronics in a case. But I really dig this main compartment because of how much space there is, and that the organization is there, but it doesn't really bog you down. So you're kind of left on your own. So if you want to just shove your stuff in here, 12 liters, not huge, you can do that. Or if you do want to use organizers and pouches and stuff like that, you can, to really make things your own and keep things organized. So there you have it, the Pacsafe Eco 12-liter Anti-Theft Sling Backpack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.